You want new can or old can?
Yo, wait, hold on a second.
That posted in this Facebook group, I made a picture of the Volvo and the LS. I was like, I need to stop. And this guy was like, please tell me the LS is going in that Volvo. I was like, nah, it's going in something else. And this other dude was like, but they fit so well. So I just sent that video of yours running when it was snowing out. I was like, we know. Well, let's and drink up.
Oh, God.
We got a couple, like an hour and a half to mess around, see what we can figure out. Because I got to drive to Las Vegas here in a little bit.
Oh, lucky.
Viva!
At least
I have no
will
money.
it be warm down there?
Oh, yeah. I'm stoked.
I hate you.
Dude, and then in November, I'm going to Southern California for a rocket launch. And I was like...
Again, I hate you. Did you want to see this?
Yeah, dude.
You gotta see how mint this is.
This was covered in the Cody Leach live stream, but...
Not in a...
People that like tap in and out of this channel will probably be like, didn't he sell that and trade it for some boomer ass Bronco? Yes. But it's back.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna let me get these chrome hydros or what? I'll buy you brand new tires and put them on my hydros on my 740 and trade you for these ones with shitty tires. I'll buy 2 sets of tires because I want the chrome ones.
So I got it on. It's bolted, and here's my feed. As you can see, I had to reclock the turbo like an inch that way because my line
was. Oh, I guess you're using like.
It's okay that it's slanted. Like
You'll figure it out.
Fine.
You're really good at making those adapters, so it'll be good.
Yeah, but this is the exciting part. We'll have to do some relocation here, but
oh my word!
And
yeah, dude, you can.
The brake line, it misses the brake line. I'll probably wrap that in some heat tape.
What if we just cut a couple of these guys out and then bend it in a little more and weld it shut? Then it'll be more straight up.
Yeah.
And then you could probably leave those vacuum lines there and just put some heat shielding over them or something.
Heat shielding, and then probably get that like heat tape,
like header tape
wrap.
Yeah.
Header wrap. And then, because I'll need an extension piece too to go out. Or we could just leave it and have the fumes all in the engine bay.
Like, yeah, it's got a hood exit mostly.
it goes to the hood. But yeah, so it's on. Then I just gotta hook up the drain.
How optimistic are you that this engine's not just dead and that's not going to change anything? I mean, it'll make it spool faster. Isn't it pretty toast?
I mean, it has blow by.
A lot
of it. The whole point of
catch can now, though. Now you just need to get the recycling one that puts it back in, and boom, blow by is not a problem anymore.
Not a big deal.
It's a self-contained ecosystem.
Yeah, but the main reason why we swapped is because even though I ported that turbo,
what is this?
That was what was on it. That was the extension.
Oh, that's right.
Someone paid good money for stainless steel 4.5-inch straight tube.
Was it just clamped on? Yep,
Yeah.
I see it. So someone paid good money for the tubing, but not the install.
No.
Right. Got it.
Anyway, what was I getting at?
Ported wastegate.
I ported the wastegate, and it didn't matter. It was holding 8 psi up until like 4,500 RPM, and then it just. So, this is the whole point, is boost control. Now, we'll probably push it to like 20 psi this time, and on 25. We know it'll take 40, so
Yeah, exactly.
But I think 25-ish pounds is good enough. It'll probably still blow up, but you know what? It'll be.
And then we can get some Yoshi Fab rods in one of these other beats. Oh, that's an oil squirter one though.
Yeah, we'd have to build that one. Hopefully, we don't punch a hole through the block.
Yeah.
Because if we do,
Bend a rod. And you gotta go 20,000s over too.
Yeah.
Or just put a hole through the side of it. Has that ever happened with a Volvo, a red block? Does anyone actually put a hole in one?
Well, yeah, but they still ran.
Well, yeah. I feel like you have to really mess something up to actually punch a hole through the block.
Because, like, even with this one, when we threw nitrous at it, it didn't punch a hole in the block. It blew grease plugs.
Yeah.
We're not using this block.
Right.
That was my drunk self thinking that I could reuse the freeze plugs that popped out and RTV it in place.
I don't know if you know, actually, but freeze plugs are pretty cheap.
I did. But they don't, like, O'Reilly's doesn't sell the OE style.
Oh.
And so they give you, like, this shitty kind that doesn't go in except backwards. And I was like, I can make it work. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure you can just get the Volvo ones from, like, FCP Euro.
It's that kind.
Really?
Yeah. Trust me, I was looking for a minute.
What about your horse donkey? Alright, should we go?
Yeah, we should probably go do stuff.
Alright. Fortunately, Ross has had a bunch of Volvos, and so have I, so we have enough parts everywhere to figure things out, and Ross had a brand new intake manifold gasket set. So we're going to go put the intake back on, plug everything in, put the battery on, because we put that on the trickle charger, and we're going to crank it and see if it'll still start, because they said it would run on starting fluid, which definitely means it's just fuel related. But there's also a bunch of cut wires in there now. So we're hoping that they didn't mess with the ignition harness, because if it'll still run on starting fluid, then we know it's something in that engine harness. We could also turn the key on and see if the fuel pump turns on. Because, dude, the receipts, there's like FCP Euro, IPD, OE fuel pump, fuel lines, the fuel filler neck, the little rubber gasket ring that goes around the tank, like, everything is new.
Wow.
So if that doesn't even, prime, then we know where to start.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do I need to bring some relays? Because I've
got
a whole box.
Grab the
full of
relay bag. We don't know if 240s have relays. We don't do 240s, but Ross is bringing the relay bag anyway, and the ceramic fuses. That's good.
There's good. How much you want to bet? Fuel pump fuse is blown. Like one of them is.
Is it more than one?
Yeah, it's just like a 7 series. It's got the in-tank and then the
undercar one.
And the in-tank one is also the one that controls the ECU.
Alright, well, let's go see.
So
a couple people asked me on Snapchat, this is Ross's G35. It's a pretty straight car, straighter than mine now, actually. And it just has this little incident. It, like, got pinned, rear-ended somebody, but only managed to damage this guy a little bit. We pushed the shot tower in a little tiny bit, but it didn't actually move the suspension geometry around at all, which is awesome. So we were talking about what to do with this thing, and we were going to put a VQ in it, but we kind of want to just give Ross like a fully stripped out drift car. So there's no provisions for a manual pedal in an automatic G35, but you can do it. So we could even just do the, like a aftermarket clutch pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Or the excessive manufacturing one for the GS300 we could probably make that work. But right now we're just trying to figure out the cheapest way to go about situating a transmission, because I'm actually getting an LS as well, and I really, really wanted to put it in my G35, but I didn't realize how much it cost to put a CD09 behind an LS, because it was not that much for my Volvo.
Yeah.
It's like $2,500, and I think that's not including the price of the trans, but I already have the trans because that's what the G35 came with. Mine's a manual, but the D-Works adapter for the Volvo was what, $350, and then my clutch was like $700.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1,000. The Collins adapter kit, if you get the bell housing with it and the clutch and flywheel, is like $3,000, and you still have to cut the bell housing off.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why does it cost that much? It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason other than they know people want to do it.
Yeah.
This is like D-Works is proof that it doesn't cost $1,800 to produce and sell an aluminum adapter plate. God damn it! It'd be cheaper to put T56 behind it.
And if we can find one,
might go T56. The problem.
It depends on
T56 is a problem because if you break it, it's expensive to get another one.
Right.
We could do the AR5 route.
Yeah.
Where it's expensive to get it in. It costs about the same as a T56, a good one, like $2,000. But if you blow the transmission up, another AR5. At least right now, nobody go buy AR5s. I swear to God, they're like $700. It's a lot cheaper than blowing a T56 or even a CD09 up. Anyway, that's a project for another day. Let's focus on this, huh? At any rate, yeah, that's the plan. Ross's drift car is gonna have an LS in it. I know people are like, Ross doesn't even have any like drifting experience. He does. He's never drifted a manual car before.
No drifting experience?
But and a V8's a great place to start because it's stupid easy.
Luge all over.
I was hoping one of those would be a Dragon Ball do-rag, like Thundercats.
Oh, that one was doing it. That's underwear. No, it's not.
No way. It kind of looks like
it
looks like a piece of a shirt. Okay. There's some vacuum lines under there. Boy, that harness is sad.
Alright, let me see something here. What the
I don't like the looks of that.
Oh, we missed the power steering bolt. Just send a fucking all thread through it.
Ran another.
Here, let's actually take. I was gonna just remove this to see what kind of.
See what we're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm. That cap looks pretty bunchy.
This is not old enough to be points distributor yet. It's a hall sensor. Why is that? That doesn't seem right.
This?
Is it supposed to just spin around like that?
Probably not. Because that... I don't think so. It's the hall sensor, but I don't think it's supposed to do that. I may or may not have a distributor laying around.
A 240 distributor?
Yeah.
Oh, from the boat?
Yeah, I don't know if it has a hall sensor in it, though, because it was carbureted.
Oh, right. Man, carburetors suck.
Who decided that was a good idea?
Nobody.
What key works in this thing? There's only 2. Okay, we good.
So, what we should probably do...
I checked the fuses. 1 and 4, I believe, are the... Or is it 4 and 6? Doesn't matter. They're all good.
Okay.
Oh! Wired
yeah,
subs, dude.
Yeah. Big... It's like a Civic. Wired for subs. But you can't have my dual 10-inch that I bought at Walmart. Bring your own. And bring your own wheels. You're not tanking my rotor grids. Should we just ignore all that wiring that's making me really sad for a second and then put the intake manifold on, put the battery in, and see what we're working with?
I mean, that's a good baseline. I mean, yeeting the intake back off isn't going to be a big deal.
No.
Oh, what? God damn it. Even if it did want to start, we wouldn't be able to run it very long because there's a giant hole just hanging out right there.
What do you mean?
For the mechanical fuel pump that doesn't have,
Wait.
The plate's missing.
Why was that? Do we have one?
It's on an engine.
Oh, the engine that Neil's getting.
I think...
Because B230s don't have that.
Yeah, they don't have the actual plate. I think it's cast in, but it's blocked off.
Yeah, it's not punched out. Well, that's annoying as hell, but okay.
Dang.
It's like a Harley, it's just got a compression relief valve.
Yeah. Crankcase pressure.
Yeah, true.
There's someone out there, I'll pack my bags to Rio. She's a dancer, but I'm a drummer. I'm lost in this world, but I found myself in Rio. On a blanket across the ocean. Love is a game, I know I've been afraid. Call me crazy, but don't call
You know what a pedal commander is, right?
Isn't that
the stupid box that people buy when they're gullible and think it somehow makes their car faster, but all it does is like basically it tells the ECU that it's at wide open throttle sooner than it actually is based on the factory tune for drive-by-wire cars.
Oh,
So people are like, wow, the throttle response. This is like the 83 version of the pedal commander. Throw a little extra spring on there, dude.
that means
throttle body's gonna snap close, bro.
there was another vacuum line that I don't think I sent up into it.
Ross and I were just talking about how it's nice that they labeled everything, because not everybody's weird like us and just has the architecture of a red block memorized and can just tell you where everything goes.
Yeah. It's
Oh, no.
crunchy.
Look at it, look at it. God. Why are you like this, old Volvos? I was just telling Ross. So the whole point in trying to get this thing to run is so we can sell it, because it's a pretty clean body and the heater core's there, so it's a 240, so you know it works. And it's got the cool Oreo vents, which is the only thing I think I miss about my 240. Whee!
That's good that you missed something. I don't miss something about any of my 240s.
The thing about the wiring inside the car is usually it's fine. So typically when you run into Volvo wiring issues, all of your issues can be solved under the hood or under the car. Like fuel pump wiring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's still so much of me that's like, pull this harness all the way out and put a micro squirt in there. Because that's just what we know to do.
Well,
that's how we know we make old Volvos work.
the worst part is it seems like we're the only ones that just immediately jump to that.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I gotta make
Like,
it work.
you can chip an LH 2.4 ECU, and I'm like, well, why would you though? Because Mega Squirt exists.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I wonder if
I'm
we could
bored.
sell enough of the EFI parts to make enough money to micro squirt it and break roughly even. Because, I mean, you think about it, the Dave Barton harness is as much as a micro squirt with the 8-foot harness.
No shit.
It's $400.
How?
The issue is the rest of the micro squirt stuff. Ross is really out here flexing on us, quite literally. That flex head ranch, baby. Alright, we got the intake manifold on as we need it to be anyway. The grounds are in there. So right now, all we're trying to find out is if the ignition system still works. Because if it does, then we just need to figure out the fuel problem. So we're gonna put the battery in. I also wanted to, just for reference, see how much electrical shit on the chassis works. How much do you think really we could get for this thing if we micro squirted it and made it really pretty? Just like shine the paint.
Well, being on a standalone, that's, to me, I think that's worth a lot because someone can then boost it really easily.
Yeah. I just don't. I feel like we're fighting a market here where that makes this car a target not for somebody who wants to restore it, but somebody that wants a modified car. And as it sits right now, this is an old man Volvo lover project because the body's relatively straight.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's even still got too many issues for that to be the case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the no headliner, that crack in the windshield and the crack in the dash and the dent in the the driver doors, and old man's been, oh, that's thousands in repairs. But if we could micro squirt it and still get like $2,500, I think we'd be okay.
What is the damn problem here?
Big prize, no whammies. They hooked us up.
Let me real quick. I want to tighten up those cables.
Alright, first test. Here. First test. We'll turn that keyless, see if it's priming.
You want to look for fires?
Yeah.
Ow. Can't hear anything.
Is anything working in there?
Yeah.
Try and crank it. That ground issues, or is that battery that dead?
I didn't put a multimeter on it.
Yeah, it's running.
That was the in tank.
Do it again. Are you sure? That sounds like it's under the car.
It says it's in tank pump, and then
Right when we need it to be quiet, everybody's making all kinds of noise.
burn the under tank pump on the car pump out.
That's possible, but why wouldn't it be priming with the key? Oh, unless it only primes the under tank or undercar one when you turn the key on.
Maybe. Also, whatever came out stinks.
Should we fucking go get some gas?
Well, I just want to get the pumps to prime. Well, actually, I want to see if this thing will just crank over on starter fluid.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Just open the throttle body for a sec.
I can't.
Oh, right. Okay, try it. Yeah.
Nothing.
Alright, we'll go get cables.
Yeah, this push down on that side. Hold on. Do you want my Leatherman to jab it? Well, it doesn't have to. You can always pull it off the coil. Just be careful, because that'll shock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You can always pull it off this. Just pull one.
Yeah. Do that.
Oh man. Hopefully it doesn't ignite any of that starter fluid plant fumes.
Yeah, that'd be fun, huh?
Just don't burn your eyebrows.
Here, I'm gonna leave it out and just watch. Alright, so when we bought it, he said there was spark and it would run on starting fluid, which it might have at the time, but it certainly doesn't now. So it has no spark. There is power on both sides of the coil with the key on, the ignition. The signal wire seems to be working, so the coil could be dead. This is what we're talking about with the Volvo wiring that falls apart. You can see the insulation just chips. Yeah, look. See, as I'm twisting it, it's peeling more and more away. So for my next trick, we got a long piece of wire. We're gonna try and jump from the power fuse to the actual fuel pump itself under the car and see if that pump works. That just turns into strip copper, and then there's a black one.
Really start.
We were talking about this. This color is kind of rare, and it's a wagon, and it's a manual. It's a desirable thing, but Volvo people are weird. If you say it's got a micro squirt on it, they go, oh my God, you didn't put a factory harness in there? Why didn't you call Dave Barton? And we could get harnesses from Dave Barton. There's an LH 2.0 car, which anything other than LH 2.4 Ross is what?
It's trash.
Yeah, shit garbage. So
Yeah.
So we'd be paying $600 for new Dave Barton harnesses, and I'm not saying that Dave Barton harnesses are trash, because those are fantastic. I'm saying the actual system running the cars is trash, not just because the wiring harnesses, but just because it's dated technology and it sucks. The issue is, we know how to make a micro squirt harness. We can do it in a day, and this car will run perfect. The issue is that Volvo people like things maintained, and I think people are kind of afraid of an aftermarket ECU. In Idaho, a car that doesn't have OBD2 only needs to pass the sniff test for emissions, which putting the micro squirt on will not change anything. We can get a base map. My car passed emissions on a mega squirt with a cat. This car still has a full exhaust, catalytic converter, mufflers, everything. This is still passing emissions in Idaho. And a micro squirt, there's 6 fuses and 2 relays, and that's it. And if something goes wrong, one of those fuses is blown, or one of the relays is bad. And if it's not that, you plug the laptop in and it tells you exactly what component of the 6 components you need to run the engine are not working. So it's really simple. People are afraid of it because they don't know what it is. And like, if we sold the car and something was wrong with it that was pertinent to the fuel system, then we could be like, hey, yeah, give me a call. I'll help you figure it out if you're local still. Or send me emails or whatever. I don't care. The nice thing about a micro squirt is Volvo's wiring doesn't just stick to the engine harnesses when the ignition harness is being bad. Everything is. So you run a micro squirt. Any other problem that you run into is, behind the dash is very unlikely for wires to go bad. But anything in here in the engine bay, if there's something that's somehow related to the ignition, radio suppression relay, I don't know if it has that, but just an example, it would be preventative of running the car somehow. It's out the window. It doesn't matter with micro squirt. Every electrical thing with this car otherwise could be not working. If you have 12 volts to the micro squirt, you can drive it home. And that's why I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dave Barton harnesses are $600 for both of them. And that's enough to just micro squirt it. Alright, so this was supposed to be a different video, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to throw this on the ending of the last video before we shot the outro. We just decided we're going to micro squirt it.
Yeah.
Because either way, like this has to come out. It needs new wiring no matter what. And it's like $100 more to do a micro squirt full standalone that we know is going to work and be manageable. Because, like I said, if we did the Dave Barton harnesses, we don't know that this ECU is good. This is the ignition one. We don't know that the fuel ECU in the car is good. We don't know anything else that's supposed to be running it. It doesn't necessarily have, like, the wiring's clearly an issue, but we don't know for sure that's the only issue. What we do know is if we build a micro squirt harness and we have a working coil, then it's going to work.
Yeah.
So we could spend $100 less and possibly find out that this ECU shit, this is bad, this isn't going to work, and now we have nice new harnesses, we still got to spend more money. Or we can spend the extra $100 now and have a full standalone ECU that we know is going to work.
Yep.
Then we polish it up, make it look a little better, and sell it.
Yeah.
I kind of, for some reason, dude, I hated the shape of 240 wagons, but it's growing on me a little.
Oh, I still hate it. I do not like it whatsoever.
I think it's just because I like the 140 ones, which are very similar, but I know I can't afford one. So I'm like, this, though, is almost close. But, I mean, otherwise it's not bad. The dash, clearly cracked, but, the leather's faded, but especially the back seat, it's in good shape.
Yeah.
Is it faded? What if that's supposed to be what color it is? I think it's maybe a little darker. You can see it on the edges. Even that. Good Lord, that's not even the worst cracked seat I've ever seen in a Volvo.
No.
Someone took really good care of this car. We have a big stack of IPD, FCP Euro orders. I found oil change receipts back to 2009.
Jesus.
Someone loved it.
Apparently they're done from lunch break.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, that's it. I'm going to cut the outro we shot when there wasn't a bunch of this shit going on.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Add me on Snapchat at BigB1011. Follow Ross on Instagram as well at WeGotRoss. If you want to see a picture of your video featured at the end of one of my videos as the car of the video, send it to me at cursforeverhelp@gmail.com. Video car. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.